Once again, an American town is counting the terrible cost of gun violence. Uvalde is weeping for the children it's lost. The world's media has descended on this town of about 15,000 people after a teenage gunman went on a deadly rampage. Days after the shootings, authorities admitted police had waited for more than an hour to storm the classroom, holding parents back outside while their children made a series of emergency calls begging for help.
Having the benefit of hindsight where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that.
Amid an outpouring of national horror over the decision to leave the children to their fate for more than an hour, the Federal Justice Department has launched an investigation into the police response.
I'm a mother now, and you see all these kids' faces and the parents who've lost, being a parent, you see a whole, what we experienced at Columbine, we were students. I have a piece of the glass from the bullets that I got.
Among the faces at the vigil are two people who've travelled across the country to be here, survivors of a school massacre that shocked America more than 20 years ago.
You almost do become numb to the violence, and that is devastating, and this should not be normal. Precious life should never be taken, and so it is heartbreaking that this is the broken world we live in.
Witnesses and police heard explosions. Explosive devices were later found inside and outside the school.
13 people died when two students opened fire at Columbine High School in Colorado back in 1999.
He came into the library and shot everybody around me.
It was an elementary school, the oldest child believed to be only 10.
10 years ago, calls for tighter gun controls intensified after 20 young children were killed by a lone gunman at Sandy Hook.
Heavily armed police swarmed one of Florida's biggest schools.
In 2018, Fred Guttenberg lost his daughter Jamie, one of 17 people shot dead at a Florida high school.
It isn't only about the person who was killed by the bullet. It's all of the other effects. For example, my son was also in the school that day. My son heard the shots that killed his sister. So now my son is impacted.
At the weekend, thousands demonstrated outside the National Rifle Association's convention in Houston. Inside, guests including former President Donald Trump rejected any need for tighter gun laws after this latest slaughter.
The existence of evil is one of the very best reasons to arm law-abiding citizens.
What stops armed bad guys is armed good guys.
Where's the backbone? Where's the courage to stand up to a very powerful lobby?
Today, as the US president paid his respects, political action on assault weapons remains an unlikely prospect.
I am angry at every one of the legislators, whether you're a senator, a governor, or a representative, who continues to push the same line of bullshit on America over why they can't or won't do anything about the reality of gun violence.
So about 180 kilometres from where the people of Uvalde are just starting the mourning process for the 21 lives that they've lost is the small Texan town of Sutherland Springs. It still has the site of the largest massacre in Texas history. In November 2017, a gunman stormed a church service. He killed 26 people before he himself was shot.
I never once thought that I would lose my son, and by the grace of God, I didn't. but he could have very easily have bled to death right there on the church floor.
Julie's son survived the 2017 shooting, but was left paralysed, and she says the whole town remains damaged.
Anybody who heard the gunshots, it's affected them. I mean, as human nature, you always go back to what should. You know what that was, don't you?
What?
That's gunfire.
No.
Mm-hmm. Somebody is either target practicing or something. Hold on just a second. Let me take a deep breath.
Joanne was like a daughter to me.
Terry Smith lost one of her best friends in the attack. Joanne Ward died along with two of her daughters, 5-year-old Brooke and 7-year-old Emily.
Joanne shielded her children. She threw herself over her children to shield them, and the bullets went through her to them. And to me, that's just a mom of gold. A mom made of 100% gold.
But despite the devastation assault-style weapons have wrought in this town, there's still mixed feelings about gun control.
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what that would look like, because I don't have all the facts in front of me laid out, you know, on the table.
The majority of the people carry a weapon now, you know, and that shouldn't have to be the way of life when it's not a war zone, when it's a peaceful neighborhood like this.
As Uvalde prepares to bury its children, parents across the country are left to fear for their own children.
It's brought back a lot of flashbacks, a lot of emotion. It's sad. It's sad.
I always pray over my kids every time, you know, when they're coming and going as I drop them off at school, because there is like always something in the back of my mind that's like, what if? Yeah. What if?
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.